All you could smell was flowers and clean air. It was the most beautiful, pristine forest I'd ever been in. Everything about it was perfect. The temperature, the sounds of the birds, the breeze through the trees, the water running over the stones in the nearby brook. Everything. Hello and welcome back to Talk About Strange. Thank you for joining me here today. I got another incredible message that came in from Claire. We got some phenomenal updates and some information that she shares with us that's going to absolutely blow your mind. You're going to want to stick around for this one because it's just out of this world incredible. Some really touching stuff. And we also have an incredible update on Kyle. For those of you who knows who Kyle is, for those of you who do not, Kyle's the one, a Bigfoot hybrid that was stuck in the city, in New York City. So we got some really great stuff for you here today. So let's go ahead and get started right on it and stick around to the very end for any kind of updates that we might have on the channel. So let's go ahead and get started. Dear Steve and TAS family, hello everyone. I hope you are all doing well. I am so sorry it has taken me a while to share an update with you. As you probably can imagine, I have had my hands full for a while, but I finally got a chance to sit down, gather my thoughts, and share this update. Let's start with how much I appreciate the outpouring of love and support you have all shared with me for my mother. Those of you whom don't know who she is, I'm sure Steve can fill you in. So like I was saying, I'll fill you in real quick here. Wendy was Claire's mother. She has since passed away, and she is the one that wrote into us year ago. I think December. I posted December 3rd. I gave birth to Bigfoot's daughter. So I mean, if you haven't followed that journey, you're going to want to go to that playlist because it's an incredible journey that leads up to here. I think there's 11 or 12 stories on there, so you're going to want to check that out. In this message, I'd like to share as much detail as I can about the past events leading up to today. But first, Steve, what a remarkable journey we have been on over the last year, wouldn't you say? Yes. Yes, Claire, I would say. Incredible journey. It seems so surreal sitting here writing to you without Mom over my shoulder. Well, maybe she is, right? I can actually still hear her telling me what to say as I am typing this. I can't begin to express how fond she was of you, and just so you know, I still am. Thank you for being here to share our stories and for your willingness to step up and help us as much as you have. The last time I wrote to you shortly after her passing, I said that I was contemplating whether or not to continue our work with the Clansmen, aka Bigfoot Society. After stepping away for a short time in several family conversations between my husband, kids, and my stepfather, I have decided that we are going to continue Mom's mission along with some serious expansions. After you reach out to me in regards to Kyle, I realized that there are probably way too many hybrid children out there with no one to turn to and no place to go. So, along with our Klansmen's research and preservation, we are launching an outreach program specifically focused on lost hybrid Klansmen and Klanswomen. This is all thanks to you and your platform. This comes from all of us, my husband, kids, stepfather, and team, when I say thank you so very much. I wasn't sure if or how I would be able to do this without Mom, but then I realized that she is here in everything that we are doing. With that said, I'll share with you all an update on Kyle and his friend Reggie, starting with a message directly from them. Did you guys hear that? So his good friend's name is Reggie. Awesome. There's an update all in itself. All right. And thank you for all that, Claire. Very special. All right. Dear Mr. Strange, just so you know, Claire put me up to the name. I hope you don't mind. Laugh out loud. No, I don't mind. It's catching on. This is Reggie. Kyle and I just wanted to say thank you. We are aware that we could never even begin to thank you enough or repay you for all you have done for us. I'm not exaggerating when I say you literally saved our lives. I know at least mine for sure. Kyle is a survivor though, but neither of us knew how unhealthy we had become. This comes straight from me. I completely understand why you helped Kyle, but I still don't understand why you helped a nobody like me. Do not call yourself a nobody. You are not a nobody. You are Kyle's friend. You are somebody. You are important. I give you my word, it will be my mission to make my life mean something, from here on out. Because of you and Claire, I realize now that every life matters and should be appreciated. Amen. Absolutely. You are absolutely right about that. I am ashamed to admit when life got really tough for me, I threw in the towel. I allowed my pity and no, let me see. I'm sorry. I left my pity and doubt take over. I allowed there you go. I allowed self-pity and doubt to take over, then forgot how to come back from it. But never again, and I will stay by Kyle's side just as long as he will allow me to. Kyle wants me to tell you that he too owes you a debt of gratitude that will never be forgotten. We are both on the mend and feeling better every day. We are safe and amongst great people like you that we also owe a long debt of gratitude to as well. In the city, we were stepped on, or completely ignored. Here we are loved, fed, and appreciated. After our stay here is complete, Claire has arranged for us a place where we can live out our lives in peace. It's surrounded by a beautiful forest with wildlife and nice little cabin with running water. The landowner promised us safety and is going to help me get a job, health insurance, and my own independence. That is awesome. Awesome news. He said I can stay there with Kyle as long as I like. He said that there are other clansmen that live here in the forest, but they are friendly and not and will welcome me. I hate to admit it, but I am a little scared. I know Kyle will look out for me though. It's just that I've never met an actual full-blooded Bigfoot, or as Claire calls them, Clansmen. I've seen what Kyle is capable of. I'd hate to upset a full-blooded big guy. Yeah, for real. I think Kyle is nervous but excited at the same time. There's no internet here where we are staying. It's a safety protocol, but the people here update us about all the people on your platform that have shown us nothing but love and even offered to help us. So we wanted to say thank you all for caring and understanding. You have also shown us that we are not alone, and if you wanted to help us, just give to Steve and Claire all of your love and support. Without them, we would be lost. And again, from both of us, thank you, Kyle and Reggie. And it continues to Claire here, but I just want to stop and say, hopefully this message gets back to you guys. Thank you so very much for reaching out. You're the one that took the first step. So what we did is little compared to that, and you owe me nothing. Just the fact that you're happy, healthy, and doing the right things and moving forward and planning on taking care of yourself and your lives. That's all the things I need. I mean, just knowing that we were able to do something that special and big is just amazing. So no, thank you. Okay, I appreciate it. All right. And hello again. This is Claire. Isn't that such a wonderful message? These two individuals are amazing. Just as soon as we got back, I flew over to meet them both. Kyle is just such a wonderful, amazing person, and Reggie is just as sweet as he sounds. I could tell straight out they are friends for life. In fact, I can say without a doubt that Kyle would likely would have succeeded in ending his life if not for Reggie. And I must say, he is a very intelligent person as well. It's hard to believe that he was actually living in subway tunnels. As for Kyle, his mother did the best she could under the circumstances. That poor woman, we have heard such horrifying stories about women that have been abducted, but this one took the cake, so to speak. She had been abused by that beast for years and still somehow managed to teach her son right from wrong and basic life skills that he would later need to survive. I wish I could have met her, or even better yet, been there to help her. As far as we know, at this time, her assailant, Kyle's father, is alone and was likely shunned from his original clan, probably because of his abusive nature, and it would eventually draw negative attention to the group. Believe it or not, most Klansmen have zero tolerance for this behavior, and just so you know, other nearby Klansmen will be checking in on him and watching him in order to be sure this never happens again. Good. Very good. Okay, so here comes an important but bittersweet part of this message that I wanted to share with you all, mostly because I believe it is a big part of learning who the Klansmen really are. As I mentioned to you in the last message, while I was in the UK and trying to deal with the loss of our patriarch, my mother Wendy, Raven and Lyra left in order to get in contact with a small, or so they thought, a small group of European clansmen from their past. They wanted to try and honor my mother with a traditional clansman ceremony. For them, it is not a funeral, it is a ceremony of life and transformation. Wow. It was a long shot and extremely rare, but not completely unheard of. I guess through the centuries, there has been a handful of natives that have shared this time with them that have been celebrated in this sacred and elaborate honor. Then they were, then they heard, when they heard about her passing, to Raven and Lyra's surprise, they were quick to agree. For those of you whom don't know, the clansmen and their traditions, nothing amongst the clansmen is decided quickly, as time for them is irrelevant. These decisions can take weeks, even years, but in this case, it was literally only hours. Wow. Amazing. Meanwhile, we had Mom cremated according to her wishes. So when we received the news from Raven, we took her to the secret location. It took us 3 days to get there, and I couldn't tell you how to get back there, even if you held a gun to my head. It was as if we traveled through some sort of a time continuum. Raven and Lyra somehow let us in and back out, but it was odd even for me. Once there, we were greeted not just by a few, but close to 100 clansmen and women. It was the greatest thing I've ever witnessed in my life. It's hard to explain, but not just I, my entire family wept. Not just a few tears, literally gushers. We had been overcome by some sort of euphoria that, thank God, or thank goodness, it didn't last long. Raven explained that it happens to everyone the first few times they enter into their world. So strange as it might sound, knowing who I am actually a bit of a realist and science nerd. I tend to need proof before willingly believing certain things, but I truly do believe that we may have been in another dimension altogether. Wow. Imagine that. That's wild, especially coming from you. Please allow me to explain. Once there, we were introduced to our hosts, so to speak. This is probably going to blow your mind, but they all spoke to us in plain English. By us, I'm referring not just to myself, but my stepfather, my husband, my kids as well. Not mind speak. Actual words with literal or with very little hand signaling. I asked Raven how this is possible. She said it is only possible here, and she doesn't entirely understand how either. But it's the same no matter what language you speak. So if you speak French, that's what they will speak, and so on. There is a mystery behind this place I can't explain, and I accept that. Along with the universal language, all you could smell was flowers and clean air. It was the most beautiful, pristine forest I'd ever been in. Everything about it was perfect. The temperature, the sounds of the birds, the breeze through the trees, the water running over the stones in the nearby brook, everything. As we looked around, the clansmen greeted us with a gentle nod or soft grin. Not all of them spoke, by the way. I'm not sure why that was. There was a feast of food laid out. You're probably thinking that animals, right? Laugh out loud. No, it was mostly vegetables and fish. Yes, some raw fish, but Lyra cooked ours for us. The ceremony lasted 3 days. During that time, we visited, ate, laughed, and explored. There was never a dull moment. The kids played with other clans' children, a sight I never in my life thought I would see. Wow. As the sun set, they gathered around a fire and sang, not with words, it was more of a beautiful humming. Some of them gracefully danced around the fire, and it was as if the flames followed them. It was the most amazing thing to witness. They asked us for some of Mom's remains. My stepfather had the pleasure of pouring them into a wide wooden bowl. Then they took them to the fire and, little by little, cast them over the flames. When they did this, the flames shot up over their heads in what looked like northern lights shooting up. How wild is that? On the final day, they asked us to walk with them. They still had the wooden bowl with some of Mom's ashes in it. They asked us to take turns sprinkling ashes throughout the open fields and woods as they continued that beautiful humming sound of theirs. The whole thing was remarkable and surreal. When we were finished, we still had about half of Mom's remains to bring back home with us. Raven and Lyra led us back to civilization and we returned to the United States. Raven and Lyra stayed in the UK. Soon after we got home, we spread all but a few lockets of Mom's remains throughout a couple of special areas of Alaska. Now Mom will be home forever. Oh, man. I know just how incredible and impossible the whole ceremony must sound, but it happened and somehow I know Mom was there with us. Shortly after returning, my husband and kids stayed home while I went to meet Kyle and Reggie in person. I couldn't stay long because all of us were pretty exhausted and I had a lot of things to help my stepfather do back home. After he gets a chance to recuperate, him and I will be taking the reins again and getting back to work. Meanwhile, the team is gearing up and getting ready to go. Somehow I think this is going to be just the beginning of another amazing quest. The things that we are learning and sharing together will change our history forever. I think we are on the verge of a whole new world of understanding and peace. Well, that's all I have for now. I am sure we will be in touch again very soon. Thank you, Steve, and all of our TAS friends and family for all of your love and support. You are all so amazing. Best regards, Claire, Kyle, Reggie, and team. If that doesn't blow your mind, I don't know what will. I mean, wow, what an amazing story. Claire, oh man, thank you for sharing that with us. I know that there's some people out there that are going to be so incredibly touched by that. And it probably answers so many questions for a lot of people. How you guys, how your mother ever decided to come to me with any of this absolutely blows my mind. I couldn't even fathom some of the stories and the things that people write into us are just unbelievable and so incredible. All of you, not just I'm not just referring to Wendy and Claire and the team. I'm talking about all of you who have written stories in here, who have shared experiences. I want on that. I just want to say, because I was thinking about this here the other day. Don't be afraid of your story being too small or unelaborate or whatever you want to call it. Share your stories with us. If you just had a drive-by sighting or encounter or experience, doesn't have to be these stories. A lot of these stories come in, they're so big and elaborate that I feel like some people might be intimidated because I don't get a lot of small stories and like and encounters shared on the channel. So if you have them, don't be intimidated by these big, elaborate, amazing stories. Send them in because they're all important and we want to hear about them all. Just get them sent in and we so we can share them. If nothing else, I'll share them in a group. In the beginning, we did, and I was able to share like a few stories at a time, encounters, messages, shares, and because we're going to learn from them all. That's how it all began. And again, to Claire, to your stepfather, to your husband and kids, again, all of our hearts go out to you for the loss of Wendy, the patriarch. I mean, that is the word for her. I mean, she truly was a patriarch. And I think that her legacy through all of you is going to live forever through all of you. And I have to admit, through this channel, I mean, it's going to be on here forever. So, so amazing. Thank you so much. And we are so looking forward to continuing the journey with you. I hope you continue to share these amazing stories with us and as you meet other people, keep us abreast to that. So amazing stuff. Thank you so much. Hey guys, don't forget, Sunday's coming up this Sunday. We're going to be doing a live show. Let me see. We're in the third week of the month. So this one's going to be, oh geez, I hate to do that. It would be a members only, but you know what? I think with this coming in and stuff, I hope you guys understand. Maybe we should do a. You guys, let me know what you think. Maybe we should do a just a public one, and then we can get together maybe either before that, before Sunday or after Sunday for a members one. Let's talk about that. Let me know in the comments or shoot me an email and let me know what you think about that. So anyway, yeah, so this is great stuff. Thank you for joining me here again today. I got a lot of other stuff in the works. Another thing I want to know, stick around here. I hope you stick around. um, I'm working on doing something along the lines of some like true crime, unsolved mystery type stuff, unusual, strange events and disappearances and stuff like that, people disappearing and some stuff like that, and just unusual stuff that's happened in that. Tell me what you think about that. And if you're interested in hearing some of that, I'm working on some stuff for it. So I'd love to hear what you think. And we could talk about that even on Sunday. But until then, again, I say thank you. Stay safe, stay warm. The weather's turning, it's getting beautiful out. I'm really excited about that. So enjoy this beautiful weather that's coming, and um, be back soon. So, I can't wait to share another one with you. And so I'll see you soon. All right. Thank you very much. Have a great night.